Street over here, we have the Hotel Temecula, a building that has, for lack of a better term, a very dark history. Initially, this was built in 1882 by Mary Welty, a woman who had strong girl genes in her. She actually went on to have 7 daughters. Okay. Now, this building was pretty cursed right from the start. That very same year that it opened, it had actually burnt down to the ground. What you're seeing is a replica of the original Hotel Temecula. And more tragically, that very same year was the passing of one of the Welty daughters. As a matter of fact, her grave is the oldest in the Temecula Secretary. Now, this building would go on to have many different owners, house thousands of different people, up until Laverne Parker, who had it up until her passing in 2004. 10 years after that, her caretaker would actually oversee the estate, which is where we see a lot of the early findings of haunted spirit activity. Her caretaker would be woken up in the middle of the night with rapturous laughter. She would bravely navigate the estate with her flashlight and found to be no one there. Perhaps one of the bigger and most prominent presences in this town is, though, however, when she saw a woman clear as day in Victorian era gownage. Now, a lot of people have seen her show up throughout the years, primarily looking out from the windowsill up in the second story. A lot of people actually speculate that that is Mary Welty herself, overseeing her long lost building. Now, a little bit more recently, in 2011, there was a very deep tragedy that occurred on this estate. A local school teacher had pulled up to the Children's Museum, stood there on the balcony, and started pacing back and forth, sitting in his rocking chair that was up in the balcony, back and forth, until eventually he took out a gun and took his own life. The crazier, saddest part of this story is that this suicide occurred during Halloween, where many passerbys thought that this was in fact just a Halloween decoration, until 2 women went on to go and investigate just a little bit further and realized that they were looking at an actual body. To this day, we hear reports of people noting pacing heard from that balcony, or even a subtle rocking. Very sad. Currently, in its current state, the owner, Rick, has actually restored a lot of the original furnishings. He went and found in the basement a lot of original wallpaper. He went and found artifacts from the late 9th or 20th century, and the went and actually used that to decorate the pieces. That tends to carry and bring on a certain energy, that familiarity to spirits, and you definitely see a spike in activity when things like that occur. Now, when it's actually open, we always encourage people to come in and visit. It's a great gift shop. There's a lot of different old-timey fixtures in there, and it's a lot of fun. But follow me. We're going to be going to the next step of the tour, okay?